Have you ever wondered about the strange, almost elastic nature of time? You know, why some days just race by and other times it feels like the clock is literally crawling backwards? Well, it turns out the answer to that mystery isn't in the clock. It's all in your head.
I mean, seriously, think about it. You can fall into a social media rabbit hole and poof, 2 hours are gone. But then you're stuck waiting for the microwave for 1 minute, and it feels like an eternity. It's the exact same 60 seconds, but the experience is worlds apart. So what on earth is going on in our brains? Okay, so to really get to the bottom of this, we've got to look at how your brain actually keeps time. And spoiler alert, it's probably not at all what you're thinking. Yeah, see, your brain isn't running some perfect digital stopwatch in the background, ticking off every single second. Not at all. Instead, our sense of time is really just a byproduct of something else. It's a construction built from the richness of our experiences. It's not measuring time, it's literally creating it. So instead of seconds and minutes, your brain is paying attention to three key things. First up is change. How many new things are happening? How much new information is coming in? Then there's attention. How deeply focused are we on whatever we're doing? And finally, memory. How is the brain packaging and storing all of this? These three ingredients get mixed together to create our own personal, subjective sense of time. And this all leads to a really simple but incredibly powerful rule. When you're highly focused, your brain is so busy processing what you're doing that it doesn't bother to check in on the clock. It's not creating those little mental time markers. And so, time feels like it's flying. But when you're not engaged, when you're bored, your brain has nothing else to do. So it just keeps asking, are we there yet? And that constant checking in makes time feel like it's dragging on forever. And this brings us to the two polar opposites of how we experience time, what we call the flow state versus good old-fashioned boredom. Let's really break down how these two work. This really captures the whole idea perfectly. On one side, you've got flow state. You know, that deep work zone where your brain is actively filtering out every distraction, including the passage of time itself. Hours just melt away and feel like minutes. And on the complete other end of the spectrum is boredom, where your brain has nothing to latch onto, so it just keeps poking you, asking, is something happening yet? Stretching every single second out. And here's the official definition of that incredible in-the-zone feeling we're talking about. It's when you are so totally absorbed in what you're doing that everything else just disappears. This is the secret weapon for athletes, for artists, for coders, and yeah, it is a seriously powerful time compression machine. Okay, but just when you think you've got it all figured out, the brain throws this massive curveball at us. It's called the memory effect. And it means the way we experience time in the moment is often the complete opposite of how we remember it later on. This chart just lays out the paradox beautifully. Think about a really busy, fun, engaging day. While it's happening, it just flies by, right? But when you look back on it, your brain has so many new memories and experiences to sort through that the day actually feels really long and full. And the opposite is true for a boring day. In the moment, it drags on forever. But when you look back, it's just a forgettable blur that feels like it barely even happened. All right, let's pull this out of the world of theory and look at some real-life examples of these time warps. I'm pretty sure we've all felt these. You see the pattern here, right? Those high-engagement, flow-state activities, like scrolling through reels or deep diving into a video game, they make time just vanish. But low-engagement situations, like waiting for that food delivery or sitting in a painfully dull meeting, they make every second count. And then there's that active travel day. It felt fast at the time, but because you made so many new, vivid memories, it feels like this rich, long experience when you think back on it years later. So here's the really cool part. Understanding all this science isn't just interesting, it's actually really empowering. We can use these principles to consciously manage and shape our own perception of time. So if you want your workday to feel like it's going faster, you need to create the conditions for that flow state. Block out time for deep, uninterrupted focus. Turn off all the notifications and just immerse yourself. Now, if you want your life to feel longer and richer when you look back on it, you need to seek out novelty. Go to new places, learn new skills, have new conversations. That's what creates those rich memories that make time feel full. And seriously, for your own sanity, stop staring at the clock. It is the absolute surest way to slow time down to a crawl. So as we start to wrap this up, let's just zoom out for one last really powerful idea about what this all means for us. You know, this is really the ultimate takeaway. The clock is going to tick at the same rate no matter what we do. We can't stop it, we can't slow it down,
But what we can control, where we have incredible power, is over our own subjective experience of that journey. We get to choose whether we fill it with focus and engagement and novelty.
So, the question I want to leave you with is this. Are you living your life to make it feel fast or to make it feel full? Because by understanding how your own brain works, you can start to design a life that doesn't just pass by in a blur, but one that when you look back on it, feels satisfyingly, wonderfully long and meaningful.